Hello, TikTok. I'm Adam Brisbine, and I toppled the United States, Canada, and Mexico. I started a new country 8 years ago, and I did it because no one in the United States had even understood their founding document, the Declaration of Independence, for 250 years. So that's 2.5 centuries of people that are essentially, in the nicest way I can say it, dumb. Okay? Every representative was dumb, and they have so much prestige. Okay? They're historical, you know? But the fact remains the fact that they didn't understand how to do their job. Okay? And how do I know this? Because they allowed execution, abortion, and lethal force by police. Okay? So now those three things are banned because I understand the Declaration of Independence. And it might seem like a huge culture shock. It might seem absolutely bonkers. But that's the way it always was supposed to be. The United States was actually supposed to be a beacon of freedom, okay? Not the beacon of the biggest private prison industrial complex in the world. No, actually, the opposite of that, okay? The government is only really supposed to step in when you kill somebody, okay? Or if you do arson, okay? Everything else, if you're not polluting the place like a terrorist, we don't have any issue with that anymore because you're supposed to have this thing called self-responsibility, right? Self-reliability. That means you're supposed to protect yourselves. So, ladies, if you're worried about rape, male mate selection that happens in the rest of nature, learn to defend yourselves as women, okay? Don't rely on the government, the former U.S. government, to be vindictive to men for choosing you, okay? Men don't need to rot in a cage for life for choosing you as a woman. They just brainwashed you into thinking that male mate selection is bad. And that is the biggest form of brainwashing that we've ever seen before. Okay? And look, it stands to this day. It's absolutely bonkers for me to make this argument, right? But I toppled your country, and I know right from wrong, and the way that government should run and the way that it shouldn't. Who should have power and who should not have power, and why? Because, hey, as the world's smartest man in history, I study power and manipulation. And that's what you should want to study. If you actually want power at the end of the day, something you should not want. Because, hey, I don't really like it. It just gives me a huge responsibility to teach the public right from wrong. It's absolutely grueling. Once you know right from wrong, correct from incorrect, hey, it's absolutely grueling because you realize everybody is currently in the dark ages. Even with their cell phones and their technology, we're in the dark ages. We're still not caught up with Jefferson, okay? We haven't caught up with Thomas Jefferson. We haven't caught up with the Declaration of Independence. So we haven't caught up with America in its foundation. We allowed America to become this feminized version of America, this anti-male version, anti-freedom version of America, okay? I say anti-male, I mean that in a genuine way, because you would have monetary incentive to keep the family unit together as the government, not monetary incentive to break it apart and to call that extortion, child support. Okay, so you have to get the government out of our lives, okay? The government is not allowing fathers to raise their children. If there's a narcissist woman in the house, okay, it's going to break up your family. And that woman is just weak socially, okay? She probably needs a good spanking, right? Because she has probably been blowing the whole town. And the government wants to intervene and say that you can't discipline your girl, all right? Hey, that's just that simple thing right there. Men not being able to discipline their loose cannon, floozy women who are supposed to be mothers. That's going to lead to the downfall of society. In fact, we can already see what it's led to. Narcissistic women that have no regard for men, zero respect for men, who abort their babies, who don't listen in the house, who get rid of the dad at first opportunity so they can have a guilt-free sex life in front of the kids. Okay? And that's just the way it is. These women are not good women. They're lacking discipline. They're lacking in morals. Okay? And you can't teach them. And when they become adults, it's too late to teach these women. Okay? And if you've had kids with them, that's even worse. So we have to, as fathers, since America exists, we have to abandon our children, abandon our women, because the government thought they were important as head of the household over me. Okay? No, you're not the head of the household. The woman is not the head of the household if she's not keeping the family together. Okay? Because it's your role as a woman to keep the family together, right? Not to object to everything as a narcissist. So, what do we do? Adam, you're getting to the core of everything, and you're talking about stuff that we don't like. Because you beat us in an argument, let's cancel him. Right? So we have this outrage culture now. So if I tell the truth, right? If you're all escaping the truth, you all have your head in the sand because you don't want to hear the truth. Okay? You don't want to hear that America collapsed 8 years ago. You'd rather call me delusional when I'm not. Okay? When it's you. All of you who have been delusional for 250 years. Okay? So if I come around and I just tell you what's what, hey, I'm going to be attacked. They say it's dangerous to be right when the government is wrong. Hey, I'm living that dangerous life. Big danger here. A nonviolent revolution. Hey, that's dangerous. To a government that only knows violence, that only knows how to rule through violence, that only knows how to retain its power through violence. Hey, I am a dangerous threat to that because you're ruling by intimidating force. That's not going to last very long because as soon as the people are not afraid of the government anymore, they're going to topple it. Okay? Hey, like I did 8 years ago. I'm not afraid of America. I toppled it 8 years ago. Okay? So I'm not afraid of your cops. Actually, I am, just because they're members of the idiocracy. But morally and in a debate, I can take on every single person in the FBI. I can take on every single person in the CIA. I can take on the DIA. I can take on the president. I can take on the governor because they don't have a leg to stand on when they open their mouth. They don't ever know what they're talking about, okay? When it comes to national security, they don't know what they're talking about. When it comes to basic rights, they don't know what they're talking about. When it comes to the economy, they don't know what they're talking about, okay? And that's their favorite thing to talk about, money. What? So you just have a whole old coot generation that thinks it has power when it doesn't. And you have little kids looking at them like they do. Okay? My children are looking at the world like their dad doesn't exist because that's the way the world wants it. They're all hiding from me. They're all hiding from responsibility. They're all hiding from the guy who's trying to correct things because they don't want to grow up as women, as members of the government, right? They don't want to grow up. They don't want to lose their job. They don't want to lose their power. But that doesn't mean they should have it, right? Just because a cop has a gun doesn't mean he should have it, okay? Because if he shoots you and blows your brains out or shoots and kills anyone, hey, he's just made himself an enemy of the state according to the foundation of America because they are supposed to be upholding basic rights. They're supposed to understand and uphold the right to life when representing the government. So no cop was ever supposed to kill a single soul in America. Oops. I guess we made a mistake. We killed more than a few people. More than terrorists. Yeah, the cops killed more people than terrorists. So who are the terrorists here, right? Enemies, foreign and domestic. Did you ever think of that? So look, the cops are the enemy of freedom. The cops are the enemy of morality. The cops are the enemy of the foundation of America. Just because they have a gun. Just because they're ready to blow your brains out. Hey, they don't know their ass from a hole in the ground. In fact, they want you to have a low IQ to join the academy. They want you to be just a number that pushes what they want you to push. Okay? So you have to wise up eventually. Look, if you took an oath to the Constitution, hey, they're violating the First Amendment in social media every time they block somebody, every time big tech shadow bans me and gives me low numbers. Hey, they're violating the First Amendment every time the government is tyrannical and it wants to do that to somebody. Hey, they're violating the First Amendment, the very foundation of America, right? After upholding basic rights, the Second Amendment. Okay, well, they're doing that. They're trying to put red tape around the Second Amendment. No, you can all have machine guns. Okay, and you're going to find out that the state can't tell you no. Technically, once you get to the Supreme Court, you're going to find out, hey, the Supreme Court is actually going to tell you, yep, you can have whatever you need to defend yourself. You can have a machine gun. Okay? And no one can tell you that you can't have a gun. No one on earth, not even the state, not even us, the Supreme Court can tell you that you can't have a gun because that's the Second Amendment. Okay, guys? You need guns in case your government becomes tyrannical. America knew that. Okay? So I was supposed to actually blow you all away with guns. But we all know how good Americans are with guns and how good the U.S. military is with guns. No, I had a nonviolent revolution so I could talk to you because I'd just be another name of people that America shot. Okay? And this whole time, it's just had nothing but wars, undeclared wars. Hey, that's unconstitutional, you know? So every time you go against freedom and you want to build up your prison industrial complex, hey, you're violating the Constitution again. Putting people in a cage, prison, right? Jail. That's cruelty. Did you know that? I bet you didn't know that as dumb Americans. But that's actually cruelty under the 8th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. So, you're just dumb. Look, you're dumb, you're anyone who identifies as an American in 2022, 8 years after its collapse. I get to call them dumb for still being an American 8 years after the country collapsed. Okay? You want to go to work every day? You want to take an oath as a big phony? Go right a fucking head. You can do that. You've been doing it this entire time. Now you're just going to be outed. You're going to be outed by Adam Brisbine, the guy who commands every military in the world, the individual, okay? The smart guy. In fact, the smart guy is actually important now. More important than your president, because the people voted for something and they're hiding it from the people themselves. They're hiding it that the majority will vote for a leader based on intelligence rather than one determined by popularity. So they're going to hide that from you. That's essential information, okay? That the democracy has voted for something that's new. That wasn't just a person. No, they voted for an idea, okay? The democracy voted for an idea. They voted themselves out because the democracy knows that the democracy is not competent. Okay? It knows. The people know that they're dumb. Do you see? So they voted. They voted that they want someone smart, somebody intelligent, not someone just popular. Because a popular guy can't save America. Okay? Only a smart, educated person can save America. Do you see? And I'm here to tell you that it can't be saved. It can't be saved. It has racism and genocide built into the country. It has dehumanization built into the country. Just built into it. Okay? And you can't escape that. So you have to end it. I'm sorry. Red, these colors don't run. You've been all running for me for 8 years because you can't beat me in a debate. Even if you were in the special forces, you can't beat me in a debate. Okay? Right? But you sure as fuck can back my ass up. That's what you can do. Right? Because everything I'm saying is making perfect fucking sense to you. If you are a veteran, everything I'm saying is making perfect fucking sense to you because you died for something. It wasn't for all this vaccine mandate shit, right? It wasn't so cops could blow people's brains out in broad daylight. It wasn't for that. No, actually, America was supposed to be the bastion of freedom, okay? Freedom was supposed to matter. But it's not gonna. You're living in the Fourth Reich, feminized version of America, okay? You're living in a Nazi version of America. That's what you're living in. What? Yeah. So we have to get out of that shit. We have to get out of American colonialism, American imperialism, okay? Yeah, I've taken the entire continent, but I didn't do it with a single fucking bullet, did I? Did I? No, you can't just bulldoze your way with kinetic force through this continent, okay? Well, maybe you can, but your revolution is not going to last very long, is it? Because the people are going to hate you, okay? America's always going to have people that hate America. Did you know that? I bet you didn't know that. Because America's been a goof, a fuck up. I'm not going to demonize the word goof, right? But you've been a fuck up. You've been screwing up. You're not the version of America that they thought you were, okay? You've been changing up, flip-flopping like a woman, okay? And I've never seen a good American woman loyal to her man. I've never had one myself, at least. I mean, Jesus. Find me a good woman on this planet. Nope. Money, capitalism, power. Look, they're addicted to it all. Why do you think I study power so much? Because the women take it all from you. Every time you think everything's hunky-dory, you have a perfect family, hey, the women want to ruin your life. They want to rain on your parade. Oh, you're a perfect father. Everything is going perfect in the country. No, let's take his fatherhood away and be whores in the city. That's what American women do. Okay? That's what happened. Okay? Let's be incest coke whores and screw teens and get rid of the dad. In fact, we'll beat the dad for 6 months because his own family is a jerk who wants to put a warrant on him just for being a good dad, paying bills at home, right? No, because I got under their skin a little bit, saying I'm first king of the continent and that their country doesn't exist anymore. Okay? They're going to prove me wrong. No, my country exists. I'm going to pay $1,700 to be an asshole to my son and displace his family because he thought he was better than America. I'm better than my parents. I'm better than any American alive. I'm just a better person than you, Mom and Dad. I'm a better person than you, Americans. Because look, you're all cowards. You didn't stand up for right and wrong yet. Only I did. So there's not a masculine man in America. You are all fucking cowards. Jerks, just like the women. In fact, you pile on as virtue signalers, as beta white knight cucks, to come and defend these defenseless women who have no fucking argument. Yeah, there's a reason nobody's defending them that has any dignity. Because they're loose cannon floozy whores, okay? They're physically abusive prostitutes when they should be mothers, okay? They're vindictive cunts instead of good women. They're cheaters instead of loyal. They're narcissists instead of caring people, okay? They're psychopaths instead of nice. And you cannot find an American that is nice. They're only superficially nice. They're only nice for face. They're only nice for the public. They're only nice at their job. No, they're not nice. You cannot find an American that is not a jerk. I'm sad. I miss my kids. But look, I'm not going to get any sympathy from these jerks. Jerk, 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 jerk. Look, everyone in my family, jerks, except for my dead brother. Okay? They don't talk to me because, look, they're jerks. They think they're better than me. As jerks, as narcissists. Anyone who thinks they're better than me is a narcissist. Okay? You think you're better than me at MMA? You think you're better than me at being a good dad? You think you're better than me at war? No. If you bully anymore as an American, look, your capital might get nuked. Do you think I want that? I don't even fucking want that. You can't fucking do this shit as an idiot anymore. All your diplomats get hit with microwave beams, but me. Okay? There is no nuclear diplomat on Earth but me. I'm the only guy. I'm the only nuclear diplomat. Because none of you are going to help when it comes to mutually assured destruction. Okay? You're going to make the fray go crazier. You're going to make this shit go wilder. If you even identify as an American, hey, you're making the shit go to World War III, fucking bonkers, just like that. And you don't even know it. You don't even know it. When you're on the news propping up the idea that America still exists, you're heading us straight into World War III. And you don't fucking care. You don't fucking know it. You're just doing your job. Just backing up America again because you're patriotic and dumb. Look, you cannot allow anyone to lead the U.S. military at this point. They're just going to fuck up. They're fuck ups, okay? They're doing weird shit. They're instigating conflict. They're doing war by proxy, okay? So, look, I command every military in the world now. So you can see who's who. You can see who's still being manipulative. You can see who doesn't deserve power anymore. And it's Joe Biden and his administration. That's who it is. Hey, you're fuddling with Ukraine. You don't get an administration, Joe Biden, okay? I allowed you to have your Donald Trump because I care about global stability, okay? But now, that's going to be your last president, officially. Donald Trump was the last U.S. president. In fact, Joe Biden's presidency was not even legitimate. They're just pulling a fast one on you, okay? In my world, as a Cascadian, not even Donald Trump was a president, okay? We're just going to call him the last U.S. president because he had a genuine care for America that no one can really deny. Hey, he said stupid shit. He said two stupid things in my eyes. That he condoned killing drug dealers because you're supposed to be upholding basic rights. And he calling the Mexicans rapists. He's a fuck up, just like everyone else, but that's your last American president. That's the last one you're gonna get, historically, okay? If anyone wants to rewrite the history books to their own liking, they're gonna do that. In fact, that you can expect that they're going to write a history where I did not exist, where they omitted my existence as the leader of Cascadia. There's that one ugly duckling they won't talk about when it comes to history, okay? The important one. Because everyone who had power wants them eliminated from the history books. They want to omit Adam Brisbine so he doesn't exist. When I invented free energy twice this year, they're going to try to write the books like I don't fucking exist when I invented free energy twice this year. Because power fucks. The one thing you can always count on in life, power fucks. In the house, out of the house, power fucks. So you have to be a man, right? I have to be the only man on earth because power fucks. Power fucks manipulated my life. Women and their cops playing power games with the dad so that they can be Jerry Springer hoes, okay? People want to be a loose cannon with zero responsibility, zero morality, everything just about them in their box, them and their hedonistic gains. You just have to fucking come correct, ladies, eventually. Men have to call you out. Real men have to call out your long hoe nails. You're not looking very motherly with those long hoe nails. They look like a symbol of your narcissism. Okay? Your high heels look like a symbol of your narcissism as a feminist, as a man-hating woman, as a misandrist. You think that shit's attractive to me? A high-quality man? A man that cares about family, about building a family? A man who actually cares about a proper companion in a relationship? No. All your narcissism makes you a big turnoff as a woman. Okay? What woman actually wants to be a good woman to a man? None of them. None of them want to be good to their man. Not to me, I guess. I banned abortion. Ladies, I banned circumcision on the entire continent. What? You're not anybody special. I'm king of the continent, you ignorant cunt. You dumb American cunt. I toppled your country. Because they're idiots like you. Like Joe Rogan. Who fails to understand basic rights. You've got idiots like Joe Rogan who don't understand basic rights. The right to life. And he's your smartest guy. Your smartest guy fails to understand the foundation of America. He's talked to all of you. He's talked to every fucking person that is an expert. But he fails at the most fundamental foundation that America has. Just like all of you for the last 250 years. What can I do? Am I going to be bitter about it? Yes, a little bit, because dehumanization is bad. What if I wake up tomorrow and my kids that I have not been able to raise because of all of you are not just hit in the butt cheeks with cocktails of poison mandated by the government I toppled? No. What if one of your phony cops, pretending that they care about their oath, blows away my baby and I'm not there to protect him? What if one of your U.S. cops blows away one of my boys? You know what's going to happen? Bad shit. Bad shit for every American cop. Very, very fucking bad shit is going to happen to every American cop. If you shoot anyone in 2022 as an American cop, very, very fucking bad things can happen, because that's an act of war at this point. I've been explaining it to you for years now, how it's an act of war to shoot people and kill them. I don't care if you have a badge. I don't fucking care. That's an act of war. You're gonna get fucked up. As a result, I'm just saying that's the end result. You cannot run and hide from that shit. Every American cop, one day, people are going to snap and kill them. Okay? They're going to be sick of the tyranny. They're going to be sick of seeing cops blow people away. And all the American cops are going to die. That's just the end result. We can see that that's coming. Okay? Cascadia can see it coming in advance because we're smart. Okay? We're not dumb like Americans. At least I'm not. Can't fool me. So what is my policy? That's what you're waiting to hear. Like, what's his policy then? Because if you're a cop out there, you're just standing out like a sore thumb, waiting to get shot. That's why they want robot cops, don't you think? If they shoot a robot, it's not going to kill anybody. So they just go around there with their cameras, looking for trouble with their robots. If there is a mass shooting, hey, they can now arrive. There's a mass shooting going on. And that's not just up to the people themselves to take out that mass shooter. No, that is also that's a job for law enforcement, right? Well, what's the need for them at this point? Why not just bring in the military? Okay? Guys, you have a mass shooter, let's bring in the military. Because look at Vegas. You are all inept with Paddock, ass cops, right? You didn't take him out. And the concert was a bloody, gory mess. And you can't really run from that fact. You can't run from the cowardice of them approaching the final door. You cannot run from the inept leadership of civilians on the ground, unable to identify the target. Actually, a machine gunner from a helicopter above the concert. And if that's the case, if it's not Paddock in the window and we're dealing with helicopters and machine guns, hey, the average citizen needs to be prepared to take out a helicopter. And you want to get them pea shooters and hunting rifles? What is wrong with you, Jay Inslee, banning bump stocks? You just look like a moron now, okay? Highest tax state in the nation. Of course I'm going to be governor of Liberty State. You don't even understand the Second Amendment, Jay Inslee. So 72% wanted a new state. There it is. Look, you get a new state, but I don't want states. You know why? Because the white man, colonialist, thinking he owns the place, drawing his lines in the sand everywhere. Territorialism is the root of all conflict, ladies and gentlemen. So when you make your national borders, when you make your state borders like a nincompoop, hey, all these state sports teams, hey, everybody likes that. You don't want to get in the way of our sports. In fact, they probably engineered it like that. So you would all celebrate the states individually. You would all celebrate your fractured leadership. See that? As long as you have fractured leadership and multiple leaders, you don't have any power. See? That's why the UN Security Council can't make a decision, because it's just a bunch of cooks in the kitchen. So my generation can see that you lack order, that you lack leadership, that you don't consolidate leadership. We can see that our parents are bumblefucks in three major ways. Okay? When it comes to military, you have to come together as nations so that you can have a process of elimination when it comes to nuclear weapons and terrorism. Okay? You have to come together and end your secrecy and all your animosity for other nations. Okay? You have to. Or it's going to lead to mutually assured destruction. That's why. Okay? So don't argue with me. You have to come together. So NATO is stupid. That's not total consolidation of power. And if you don't have total consolidation, that's very bad. That's polarization. And if you polarize it into two parties, that's super bad. See? NATO nations, SCO nations, two parties. You're bumblefucks. You're idiots. You're morons. Okay? That's why our parents thinking that they own the place when they don't. Okay? White colonial genocide is bad, Mom and Dad. Manifest destiny is bullshit, Mom and Dad. You can't just kill everybody and then draw property lines, Mom and Dad. So our parents wanted to believe in defending property lines. That's bad, Mom and Dad. We share the land because I understand Chief Seattle philosophy. I understand that the Native Americans, not all of them, were savages. Chief Seattle was smarter than you, wiser than you. As Americans, as dumb colonial white Americans, Chief Seattle, to this day, was smarter and wiser than you. If you have a job selling houses, you're into real estate, okay? You need to quit. You need to quit right now. In fact, I have a friend who I love who is working in real estate. She needs to quit her job when it comes to being on the right side of history. And she doesn't know that. I hardly want to tell her, right? I hardly want to talk to people because of this shit. I don't want to tell dumb Americans that they're dumb anymore because they just attack me, okay? I've already been totally alienated from society for being smarter than all of you. I have already become the unwelcome stranger. I have already, in my family, with my friends, the unwelcome stranger. Just for my intelligence. Okay? I understand the shit, and they don't yet. So they want to tell me the way that reality already is. Yeah, I know. I know the way it is. Don't you think I wanted to change that years and years ago? See, you just didn't want to even bother changing it. You didn't believe in yourself enough to think that you could have an influence in this world. So Americans have just been brainwashed into believing that they're small in life, that they're insignificant, just a cog in the wheel, that they could never affect change. With good reason. It's a totally dictatorial oligarchy. Okay? It's and they even know that it's psychopathic. Okay? Because the prison system doesn't care about your ass. They just want to make a buck, right? They want to call you a name and throw you in the cage with the rest. That's why it's the most heavily incarcerated nation in the world. Psychopathy. So you teach about narcissism and psychopathy. Okay? Why this total grind on narcissism? Because you're all narcissists. That's the issue. People think it's just a couple people that are narcissists. No, it's all of us. Okay? It's everyone. It's even me. Okay? Sam Vaknin will say he's a narcissist himself. That's how important this shit is. Okay? The power structure that wants to use divide and conquer strategy still, okay? Because that's how it keeps its power, divide and conquer, say that this party's bad, this party's good, vaxxed, anti-vaxxed. See, that's how they keep their power, okay? Violent extremists. You want to topple the U.S. government with violence now, so that's why you evade that category. You see, you don't retaliate against America in its bullying like you typically would because it's the superpower. Okay, would you retaliate against the superpower? No, you talk about it. You talk about it instead. So you become a person that no think tank could ever beat with words. Okay. On my IQ test, I was a word warrior. Okay. That's what you want to be. A person who can't be beat with words, right? If you want power. Women want power. So all women want my power. Basically, they just don't realize it yet. And once they figure it out, you're going to see woman leaders once they study my intelligence. Because you just have to know a few basic things to be better than every government official on earth. That you can't kill people as your government, okay? As a king, I can't be like the rest of kings through history and behead people and decapitate people with execution. No, I'm the king teaching you about the Declaration of Independence and Jefferson instead. How could I topple America if I wasn't? You see, I couldn't. America could beat me with kinetic force, but they can't beat me in a debate. Okay? You can have Phil Donahue and have me and Biden in a debate, and he will not last 3 seconds with me. Okay? Anyone running for an election that you ever have on TV in the next election, right? Put them on TV for 3 minutes with me, and I will crush them. I'll crush them. Absolutely. No matter who you throw at me. Whatever the fuck, Tulsi Gabbard. Your talking heads. Of course, you want a woman president now, right? What is Kamala Harris gonna run or some shit? You're gonna have Hillary Clinton running again or some bullshit. Do you think I can't beat her in a debate? It's absurd. So they can't show me on TV. They have to keep my numbers small. They have to keep my shit contained and locked up on YouTube here. Where they have their fucking power monger cunts control shit. I don't know. But I used to get millions of views on YouTube back in the day, right? Before it was bullshit. I mean, they're just book burning on YouTube to me, right? Eventually it comes to a head and they will be burning books. They probably will burn my book, Cascadia Beyond the Bioregion, the Noocracy. But I think that wasn't the path. I think it was, they would be too dumb to read it, because that's what it was. We live in a society so dumb they don't read books anymore. So if I don't put it as an audiobook, no one's going to hear it, right? Well, fuck you, ignorant brat. You didn't want to read? Fuck you. I get my independence. And Americans can't understand that. They can't understand that you as an individual You actually can get your independence, and America will give it to you. They just don't really know what to do with it yet, hardly, because they don't know where you belong. When they send you off, where do they send you? If you're king of the continent, right? Well, they'll send me back to the Pacific Northwest, probably, right? The Cascadian bioregion.